been out again, it's been tuned, blah 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 blah. So it's finally road ready, and Jake has trusted me to take this car and do a video on it. So massive thanks to Jake. This car is awesome. So as you saw in the title, it has beams in it. So from the Jap spec sort of Lexus IS200s or the Altezas in Japan. These motors are actually made by Yamaha. I really hope you can hear me in this car. It is so loud. I might just drive so you can hear it, and when I stop, I'll do a bit of talking. Alright, so now that I am finally not driving, I can tell you about this car. Pulled over here. Mind the noise, it's the best spot I could find. There's still a bit of traffic, so if you can't hear me, I'm very sorry. Anyway, so this is Jake's AE86 notchback, so real AE86, with a beam swap, as you can tell by the title of the video. Now, he got this car from Queensland. If you know Jacob Peck, this is actually his old car, so it does have a bit of history. Anyway, I'll explain about the car. So 3SGE beams swap, obviously. This had a ring bearing job by Matt Russell. You know, ring bearings, oil pump, water pump, timing belt, blah 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 blah. Has ACL bearings and just a Toda 1/2 mil metal head gasket. Now these throttles are actually 4AGE throttles with an adapter plate. So throttles off 1.6 4AGE onto the 2-litre beams. SAMQ adapter, has Toda cam, so it has a really nice idle. Same Toda cam gears, valve springs and flywheel. It has a V160 6-speed in it, XD clutch, you know, the normal sort of stuff. Has a F series diff in the back with 4 3s. So with the 4 3s and the 6-speed, like, this car is so zippy. Like, even in 6th gear going, you know, 80, 90 k's an hour, you just put your foot down and it's straight in the power band pretty much. Like, it just goes in top gear, which is very surprising for a NA vehicle. Also in here, I forgot to mention, these are custom headers. Not sure who they were built by. Custom exhaust as well. And all this stuff is really nice. This is all custom. All this stainless work is all custom. Now this was done by Gurks, I'm pretty sure, who actually fixed one of my Panasports for me. And I forgot to thank him in my last video. So thank you very much, Gurks, if you're watching this. On the outside, it's pretty much stock. Just pump guards, front lip, the rest is pretty much stock. The wheels, clearly the best thing about this car, apart from the engine, which are 14x8 all-round, neg 16 August Ferocious. I actually had a set of these on my blue KE70 back in the day. Not this aggressive, but very cool wheel. It's also got a CAS 2A in the back, which I forgot to mention. Inside, weld-in half cage, which is very snug. Factory retrim passenger seat, Velo fix back on the driver's side. So, you know, Nardi gauges, pretty standard in here. Suspension wise, which is probably the biggest thing in these, it's actually got AJPS front coilovers, which most of the AE86 guys do, I know. It's got custom Bilsteins in the back with adjustable spring hats. And he's actually just changed the rear springs because it was a bit too stiff. You know, rebuilt brakes, lock spaces, cut and shut knuckles, Corona, LCAs. You know, the stuff all these guys usually do. But very cool car. Also factory Trueno weather shields. It's also stripped in the back. An extremely cool car. I love this car so much, so zippy. I can imagine this is amazing in the hills. This car would drive so well. He's actually planning to paint this car cream, the same as the engine bay. I don't know if it picks it up. So the car's white, but the engine bay is cream. So I think he's planning to do the outside cream with these blackouts done in gunmetal grey. So anyway, that's pretty much a rundown on the car. So I'm gonna put the mic in the engine bay and see if I can pick up some quad throttle goodness off this car. Alright, so I really hope the external mic picks up the noises with this car, because it sounds fucking awesome. So I'll talk to this GoPro, and this GoPro has a mic connected to it, which always stuffs up, so I'm really hoping it works. And we'll take it for a rip through here. There's actually a really good section with corners and stuff, so we'll see how this goes. I can hardly reach the pedals in this car. I have to slide down in the seat. Me and Jake are pretty much the same height, but he's a bit bigger than I am, so he sits a bit better in the seat. Let's see. Grabbed a pillow. But anyway, I'm going to try a few different spots with the external mic, so I reckon I've put it too close and it's going to sound a bit shit. So I'll do a few runs in it in this spot and then a few in another spot a bit further away from the throttles. This car does get a lot of looks though. Every person I drive past is looking at it. Thought it was going to be dead empty down these roads here because we're in like farmland. But turns out everybody wants to come for a drive down here today, so I'm kind of stuck behind a few cars, but it should open up here. Alright, so I've just pulled over because I want to let all these cars go ahead, get as big a gap as I can. The section I can drive here is very short, so this car sounds alright. Here we go. The mic to a different spot, a little bit further away from the throttles, and I'll put that window up. So hopefully, if the first sound didn't work, we'll get this one a bit better. I'm gonna drive back through the same spot I just drove through and see how we go. I keep going to move this seat forward, but I can't. Second gear, and with actually, I forgot to mention, this made 125 or 127 kilowatt the wheels, but it spins the wheels very easily because of the short ratios. You know what, Jake, this car is the perfect AE86. If I was going to do an AE86, this is exactly how it would be. Beams, NA, 14s, notchback. I know I've said it to him a million times, but I fucking love this car, it's so good. If anyone else wants to, I know it's a big ask, but give up their car for videos like this, I'm happy to do it. I love doing videos like this on modified cars. Message me, Instagram, Facebook, the links are on the YouTube page somewhere to get to my social media, So that was going to be the end of the video, but as you can see, I'm on the side of the road. I just shit myself. I noticed the oil pressure light come on, so I switched it off straight away and pulled over. There's no oil on the ground, but thank God, if you look, just the wire, the power wire to the sender has just popped off. So I think because this car's so bouncy, the nuts just backed off and fallen off. Shit myself. I hate driving other people's cars as it is, and this just reassures me or confirms why I hate driving other people's cars. Because if something happens, they're always going to assume it's because you were thrashing the shit out of it, which I was just driving normal. Anyway, so I'm just gonna put it back, and this will be the end of the video. See you guys next time. Sorry, Jake.